One day, someone asked Patanjali, "Who created this universe?" And Patanjali laughed, the kind of laughter that comes not from amusement but from compassion. He looked at the man quietly, as if looking through him, and said nothing for a long time. The silence grew heavy, almost unbearable. The man shifted, uneasy. Then Patanjali spoke, softly. "Before asking who created the universe, first find out who is asking." That is how Patanjali begins every journey, not outward, but inward. He does not answer the question, he dismantles the one who questions. Because, to him, all cosmic curiosity is only another trick of the mind to avoid facing itself. Patanjali was not a philosopher. He was a surgeon of consciousness. He did not care about theories. He cared about transformation. To him, the question of creation was not a question of history, but of perception. He would say, "The moment the mind arises, the universe arises. The moment the mind dissolves, the universe dissolves. What creation are you talking about? It is your dream." If you ask the sleeping man who created his dream, he will say, "I don't know. Maybe God, maybe time, maybe fate." But when he wakes up, the dream is gone, and so is the question. Patanjali's yoga is the science of awakening. He does not explain dreams, he helps you wake up from them. When he uses the word Ishwara, it is not the god of the priests, not the old man sitting on the throne of clouds, creating and controlling. Ishwara, for him, is pure consciousness, untouched, unmoved, unborn. He is not the creator, he is the witness. He does not make the world. The world appears in his stillness like waves in the ocean. Patanjali would say, the universe was not created, it appeared. Just as reflection appears in a mirror, the cosmos is a reflection in the mirror of consciousness. When there is disturbance, the reflection looks fragmented. When the mirror is clean, when the mind is silent, you see that there never was a separation between the mirror and the reflection. That's why Patanjali never wrote a single sutra about creation. He was not interested in the origin of the world. He was interested in the origin of thought. Because he knew the world you see is born out of the mind you carry. If the mind is agitated, the world is full of chaos. If the mind is still, the same world becomes divine. Once a disciple asked him again, "Master, if there is no creator, then why is the world so full of beauty and order?" Patanjali smiled. The order you see is the order of consciousness itself. Existence does not need a maker. It is intelligent by its own nature. Just as a flower blooms without a gardener, the universe unfolds without a god. He would explain that the idea of creation comes only when man forgets his own inner center. The moment you are disconnected from your source, you start imagining another source outside you. The concept of a creator is born out of inner emptiness. You have lost touch with your own divinity, so you project it onto the skies. That projection becomes God. But Patanjali's God is not in the heavens. It is in awareness. He would say, the more silent you become, the more divine you become. The more you search outside, the more you move away from the truth. Patanjali's yoga is a return from the many to the one, from creation to consciousness, from the outer question to the inner presence. If you ask him, who created this universe? He will ask you, who dreams your dreams? You say, I do. And he will say, then wake up, and you will know. He never gives a metaphysical answer because he knows every answer will strengthen the questioner's ego. He doesn't want you to believe, he wants you to see. He doesn't want you to worship, he wants you to wake up. When you are awake, you see there has never been creation or creator, only consciousness playing as both. Imagine, says Patanjali, a lake so still that it reflects the moon perfectly. If the water ripples, you think there are two, the moon and its reflection. But there's only one, consciousness, and its play of reflections we call universe. When the ripples of thought stop, you realize the moon was never in the lake. The universe was never outside consciousness. This is the highest vision of yoga. Not creation, but reflection. Not beginning and end, but eternal now. Osho once said, and this expresses Patanjali's heart perfectly, that the mind loves to ask useless questions. It asks about beginnings and endings because it cannot bear the mystery of the present. And Patanjali is the master of silence. He does not satisfy the intellect, he dissolves it. He takes away every pillar the mind stands on until only awareness remains. When you ask, who created this universe? You have already accepted duality, creator and creation. But the moment duality arises, truth is lost. The ultimate cannot be divided. The whole has no outside. It cannot create something apart from itself. So Patanjali says, there is no creation. There is only the eternal unfolding of being. What the modern mind might call energy, what the mystic calls awareness. Unborn, undying, self-sustaining. When you go deep in meditation, you begin to feel this immense stillness, a silence that was before the Big Bang and that will remain after the last star dies. You realize existence is not an event, it is a presence. It was never made. It simply is. And in that moment, the question, who created it, feels as childish as asking, who created the number one? It was never created, it simply exists. The universe is the dance of that one, the play of consciousness with itself. You and I, the stars and the stones, are waves of that same infinite ocean. So, if you truly want to meet the Creator, close your eyes. Do not look to the heavens. Look into your own stillness. When the mind becomes silent, you will find the source, not as someone, not as something, but as you, pure and infinite. Then you will laugh as Patanjali laughed, because you will see, the questioner was the question, the seeker was the sought, the creator was never apart from the creation. And perhaps that's why, whenever someone asked Patanjali about God or creation, he would look at them with infinite compassion and say, don't waste your energy in asking how existence came to be. Ask instead how you came to forget it. For when remembrance dawns, the mystery is not solved, it is lived.